Right, Monday, another trading day, and as always, we got to start with the SPX because that's what I like to start with. Oh, let me put this back here. All right, so we've reclaimed our larger time frame trend line here, right? So if we go out to the weekly and or the daily, whichever one, we broke it back in there. So we fell down a little bit, had a little um, downward motion here, but we never got a lower low to pull this down I'm sorry, lower high like we needed to pull this down again. Um, so we are currently back in and respecting our uptrend here. However, only thing I would say be mindful of is if we look closely here, what do we see? We got a shoulder here, got a head here, could be a shoulder here, and it's touching right against this little downtrend here. So this could wick and pull back down. If you go to the 4 hour, I believe I saw that this was, yep, near a supply zone also. So I'll just be careful with that. If you're in something right now, you're good until you see weakness, and that weakness will be wicking up here and pulling back down. So until you see that weakness, you're good in that play. If you're not in anything yet, remember we either want to see that weakness and this pull back down or breakout or retest, then push up more to the upside. The thing that's on our side here is that we do have some relief on the VIX, right? This thing was in the 20s last week at the market, very, very volatile, a lot of pullback, but we got some relief here, right? Now we are coming near a key level again, demand zone, whatever you want to call it. So we got to be careful of that. If we get a wick and a bounce, that may pull us back down. But for now, we're pretty safe if you're already in calls to continue holding those. All right, let's go look at Palantir. We talked about Palantir towards the end of the week. All right, let me go back to my 1 hour here and clear this out because what we first saw was the bull flag, right? We got our break and our retest and push up. We also saw that we had this inverse head and shoulders here. And this thing broke through the demand zone that once was, I mean, supply zone that once was, and now this thing continues to push back up. All right, 144, we're running. We could potentially run this thing all the way back up to about 150. So Palantir is looking very bullish there. Bitcoin, we are fighting and we've reclaimed the 70,000 here, but just like with the SPX, right? We're not out of the woods until we reclaim above our larger trend line, and we haven't done that yet. So until we do that, we're not out of the woods. But I do like the fact that we got this double bottom here. Here, potentially run this thing back up to about 71, 72. And of course, as a result, we got to look at Riot. And as we would imagine, Riot's pushing. I like this here. Inverse head and shoulders, wick body, get in here. This thing can run back up to what, 15.50, $16 right here on Riot. I'll do like this setup. And again, Riot's very cheap. So all you need is like $1 move, right? That's a 8% move on stock, 20, 30% move on the options. So keep an eye out for that. Nvidia, we got some recovery here. This thing popped and took off, pulled back quite a bit here, but we got some nice little run. Same thing. Breakout, retest, push up. That's all we're waiting out. Breakout, little retest around here, push back up. That's what we wait for. So another one here, right? We broke above this breaker structure. Let's see if this comes down to retest at this 190. And then if it bounces again, that's where you want to get into your calls to run it back up to this supply zone. If we lose this, take it puts to bring it back down. But same, looks like it's playing out in inverse head and shoulders also. All right. Let's go look at some more not as popular stocks. Let's see what else is out there. Let's look at what's docs. Let's check them out. All right. This is an ugly setup. I don't even know what you call this. I don't see a pattern here on docs. So if those ones go, sorry. So I don't even see a pattern here. I mean, I guess you could possibly say a bull flag. I mean, bear flag. I don't see it clear enough. So I will wait to see if we do this. And this is where I would enter on this. right? So nothing there for docs. Netflix is continuing to fight, but it's not really giving us any real breakout here on Netflix, right? We're still in this downtrend. We're coming up to touch it a little bit, but we're not pushing through. We need this thing to really break through, break out and retest. Same thing that we have here is what we're waiting on Netflix. Now, potentially, could you catch a bounce here or run it back up to this trend line? Yeah, you could possibly do that, but the larger move is going to be the break and retest. So that's what I will wait for. Then lastly, let's go check out Amazon. Nice bounce here on Amazon, but this is what I will be careful of. All right, we have this here, this here. I'll be careful here. No, that's the ugly line. Clean that up. So we may bring another wick down to about 206. You could catch this and push it back up, or we can wait for this to break and invalidate this, retest and push up. Or if we lose this 206, bear flag for me. So I will be patient on Amazon, break and retest above 212, or rejection here at 212 can bring us back down to the bottom of this, or will be the top of a bear flag since it's inverted down to this 204. All right, so that's what I see for today, and we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, Palantir was a nice little banker. Looks like Tesla broke out too before I got off of there. Crazy breakout. This is beautiful. Double bottom, inverse head and shoulders, man. Inverse head and shoulders are popping up everywhere. All right, shoulder, head, shoulder, popping up everywhere. Now it just needs to stay here. Right, this may come back down like this. Needs to respect this larger trend line that we have here, and then it can really push. So, all right, let's see how it plays out, and I'll catch you guys on the flip.